What's going on, guys? Good morning. Welcome back to United View. Hope everyone is doing very well. 24 hours to go. 24 hours to go till the Europa League final in Bilbao. Welcome back to the Morning View. How is everybody feeling? Are we feeling good? Are we feeling good? Are we feeling okay? Are we feeling, have the nerves kicked in just yet? Well, I tell you what, it's got very real. It's got very, very real in the last few hours because, as you'll see straight after this show, actually this morning, the trips have started. Yes, Fleckington, Just Josh Media, Graphics Guru, Visual Ninja are on their way to Spain. Yes, they're on. I don't know if they're on the plane at the moment, but they're going to be soon on a plane. Yes, to España. Yeah, I think it's to Madrid. And driving till Bilbao, it's just the route they are taking to get there. It is, honestly, guys, it's a complete madness. But they are on their way. In fact, right after this show this morning, as soon as this show finishes, you'll be redirected to the first of many road trips, as Flex and Josh are on their way till Bilbao. Yes, that's going to be premiering at 10 a.m. this morning. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I've had a bit of a sneak peek this morning at it as well. It's going to be good. And we're ready. We're ready as Flex is on his way to Bilbao. How does everybody feel? I can see people in the chat already getting involved this morning. I can see where's the Kill's in there. Simon's in there. V says, have you put an air tag on KG, Owen? I'll talk about that actually, because I saw some very interesting comments yesterday when we did the red carpet. I can tell people are nervous because there is a KG conspiracy going on in the comments that I thought was hilarious, absolutely hilarious. We'll get to that. Amador, the first super chat of the morning, says £2 contribution for Owen to go to sign up KG for the match view. KG. Well, I'll teaser for that. I'll let you know what's going on with KG a little bit later on in the nice little teaser for the remainder of the show. But I will circle back to that, Amador. Yes, we've already got over 300 people through the door. We're nearly at 100 likes already, which is amazing. So if you haven't already, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe. You can see the top right-hand corner. We're over 192,000 on the road to 200K. It's going to be a big, well, more than 24 hours, isn't it? It's going to be a big sort of 30-ish hours or so when it comes to content here at United View, because we've got obviously all of the updates with Flex and Josh traveling to Bilbao. There is going to be so much stuff when it comes to all of that. And also, as you know, here at United View, particularly when we do like preseason tours and stuff like that, the kind of upload schedule gets thrown out the window. I mean, there'll still be the usual times for me here at home base. So 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock, there'll still be all of the shows. But when it comes to them, they're going to be throwing stuff up all the time. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, click the notifications, be notified, because stuff be going up at crazy times. So you don't want to miss a single thing. This morning, we're going to be talking about Liam Delap. Stuff's happening. Yeah, things are happening. I'm like that Barca journalist. Remember that a couple of years ago? Things are happening when it comes to transfers. One, Mateus Cunha. Actually, more has happened with Cunha in the last few minutes, just as I've started this live. Fabrizio Romano has posted again. So we're going to be talking about Cunha a little bit later on. But Liam Delap, face-to-face talks Manchester United have held. And there were the two transfers. Remember that whatever happens tomorrow, it doesn't really have an impact on. Not too much of an impact on those two signings, but we could be set for more. It's going to be a very busy summer. So we're going to be talking about Delap stuff. We're talking more about the Cunha stuff. And of course, as we get closer to the Europa League final tomorrow, we'll be chatting about that and just how we're all feeling, how we're all processing everything, of the nerves kicked in and all that kind of stuff. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinion. It's going to be a big show this morning. Let's begin with these face-to-face talks with Liam Delap to Manchester United. Now, these actually came out just as we wrapped up the red carpet yesterday, which was a really good episode of the red carpet. Really lively. A lot of people really enjoyed it. There was a lot going on. Big up to everyone that was on the show. Big up to Flex, KG, Joe Blackman. I think it was a red carpet debut for him. Big up to Marcel and, of course, James from the Muppeteers. And as soon as the show ended, this came out. from Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic, saying that Manchester United executives have held face-to-face talks with Liam Delap and are advancing on a move for Matheus Cunha. Now, we knew the Cunha stuff, but again, a little bit more has happened since then. Delap, 22, was given permission by Ipswich Town to travel to Manchester to get a first-hand sense of what a transfer to Old Trafford would entail. United have competition from several clubs, including Chelsea, and Delap is expected to enter meaningful discussions with all suitors before taking time to decide his move. It continued on by saying that Delap's £30 million release clause, activated by Ipswich's relegation, has made him an appealing target after he scored 12 goals in his debut Premier League campaign. United are also progressing negotiations on Cunha, and there is a hope a deal can be struck for when the transfer window opens on June 1st. Talks have so far centered on Cunha's personal terms, with both parties working towards an agreement. Continued on by saying United, and this is probably the most critical part in all of this, saying United have the finances to sign Delap and Cunha irrespective of how Wednesday's Europa League final against Tottenham Hotspur goes, where the winners will secure Champions League football for next season. Other options in the forward positions have been considered, including Brentford's Brian Mbeumo, Sporting's Victor Gyökeres, and Napoli's Victor Osimhen. Now, that last paragraph there, that's probably the most sort of critical part of all of this. So for all of the chatter, for all of the talk of people going, yeah, but Liam Delap, that seems like it's going to be another Rasmus Højlund. This is going to be another Rasmus Højlund. I push back on that. I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing. I went off on the match view on someone, I can't remember who it was, when they said, Owen, you weren't saying these players were crap when we signed them a couple of years ago. And so no, because I'm not a sidekick. Obviously, I'm not a sidekick, and you can never tell if these things are going to work out or what have you. In retrospect, whoever signed off on the idea of we're going to spend like over £70 million on a striker from Serie A who was how many goals did he score in the season? Probably was it like 9 or something like that, and hadn't scored that many goals in his senior career. I mean, it's just,
now go home and smoke some more crack.
It just sums up criminality of the highest degree. But it is what it is. This one, I don't see this as the Delap. Oh, it's another Rasmus Højlund. First of all, the price point's way lower. It's way lower. £30 million. That's why all of these clubs are interested, because, as we say, market opportunity. That's what it is. It's a market opportunity, and also look, he's Premier League. I say proven, but he's had a year in the Premier League, scored 12 goals, and seemingly there is space to improve. Now, I think that article there does probably please actually everyone, because I think the other part that it will please people is that part where it says, well, the Cunha stuff and the Delap stuff, we've got the money for that irrespective of what happens tomorrow. So not to say that one's locked up. I think obviously the Cunha one's much more advanced than the Delap one. The Delap one, as they've said, he's still exploring all of the options, having a look. Chelsea are interested, other Premier League clubs are interested, and he wants to make the right decision. Fair enough. But the other part of it, where Richard says there in the chat, can he get us 20 plus goals a season? Well, and this is me reading between the lines here, I'm looking at that with sort of Laurie Whitwell and even those within United going, well, if Man United do win the Europa League tomorrow and they get into the Champions League for next season, then I think they will try and they'll go in for Gyökeres. I think the Osimhen one, I just don't know if I see that, just purely because of the finances involved and the wages that he'd be looking for. I think I'm not sure. I'm not sure if United will be willing to add that to the wage structure. But I think with the rumblings and the rumors that we've heard over the last, shall we say, week, about the last week or so, is I think if we win the Europa, I think they're gonna try, or at least entertain, going in for Gyökeres. I don't think that one is totally off the table. I think that obviously, as of a couple of weeks ago, it felt like, oh no, that one doesn't look likely. And there'd been the rumours of Arsenal were interested and other clubs were interested. But it keeps going on, doesn't it? Of hearing this, well, he's interested in a move to the Premier League, and the Premier League clubs are interested. And Manchester United did had talks with his representatives a while ago, and Ruben Amorim, of course, knows the player, and the price point of him leaving Sporting has already kind of been agreed, hasn't it? Was it 55 million quid, maybe a little bit higher, 55 to 65 million quid. And you sort of go, well, okay. And then if Manchester United do get Champions League, then I think they'll try it. I don't think that one's as much of a sure thing still, because even if we do get the Champions League, Gyökeres, rightfully so, and his representatives still might look at United and go, yeah, but basically the discussion that us fans are having right now, which is, okay, you won the Europa and you're in the Champions League, but look how you're playing. You're awful. Your team's terrible. And Ruben's only won 6 games or something at United. Is that even going to change next season just because you've won Europa? Like, what does that even look like? So that'll be the part of the sort of convincing process. But I think that if we do win Europa, I think we'll try. I think we will try to get Gyökeres. Now, obviously, with the Delap stuff, there had been the reports and rumors about that too, suggesting, well, if United don't win the Europa League and they got no Europe next season and they finish 16th, 17th in the Premier League, and Chelsea are interested, if Chelsea make Champions League, suddenly Chelsea is a more attractive proposition. And ironically enough, Man United might offer a little bit more money than Chelsea, but Chelsea might offer that real long contract that they're offering for a lot of people. I mean, I don't even know necessarily what the rules are for the max contracts you can offer. I think it is, didn't they change that rules where it was 5? That was max was 5 years, but Chelsea still have those really long contracts. They'll probably keep renewing every year or something like that. So there could be seen as somewhat stability there, but the Chelsea, they move on players really quickly too. So certainly a positive is, irrespective of what happens tomorrow, they're trying to get deals done and they're trying to be proactive and get deals done early. I mean, I'm not sure I can recall a time that a lot of big name Premier League clubs have already got transfers not officially announced, but pretty much done and through the door. I mean, you're looking at Liverpool. They've got a here we go on Frimpong. The Kirkes one, I wouldn't be shocked or surprised if there's a here we go on Kirkes to Liverpool in next couple of days. Arsenal, Zubimendi, there's a here we go on that one. With the Matheus Cunha one, which we'll get to again in a bit, I mean, the suggestion is that as soon as the season ends, we'll probably get, which is obviously Sunday, we could probably get a here we go on that. So Sunday or Monday, you expect to get a here we go on Matheus Cunha. And with Liam Delap, possibly a here we go next week on wherever he's going to go. So all of these Premier League clubs are doing stuff very, very, very early at the moment. And I'm not sure if that's because of obviously the Club World Cup. I don't know if that's because of the transfer window opening a little bit early for that week and then shutting, or as Andre says, Kender as well for Chelsea. So there's a lot of activity going on. I mean, with City, Reinders as well, they're looking at getting. And then I saw yesterday, I think it was Florian Plettenberg saying Florian Wirtz isn't going to go to City now, and they think he could end up going possibly to Bayern, or possibly to maybe even end up going to Liverpool, because Liverpool got a lot of money to spend. They won the Premier League, they got far in the Champions League, and they didn't spend a penny, or a tiny bit on Chiesa last season. So they're going to spend big. So this summer window, I mean, obviously we're Man United fans, so we're just going to focus on it from a Manchester United perspective of how big it is and just how critical and important it is. And already Cunha hopefully nearly done. Liam Delap face-to-face talks, hopefully progressing on that one quite quickly. That says to me still that the intention is to do a lot, because we need a lot this summer. We need a lot. I mean, last summer we signed quite a few players, but obviously not necessarily as early as this. I mean, the transfer window opens on June 1st. I think their hope is to have Cunha in by then, maybe even the Delap one done by June 1st, in 2 signings through the door, and then focus on maybe those more difficult ones to do that do require, well, are you in the Champions League? And got a bit more of extra negotiations to do as well. So, and then, of course, we know with obviously transfer windows, it's not just about incomings, it's about outgoings too. It's about moving those players on. It's about, right, Rashford, we don't think he's going to go to Villa. Where is he going to go? Is he going to, how much are we going to get for him? Figure that one out. Got to see what's going on with the Jadon Sancho situation. Are Chelsea going to give us some money so he comes back, and then are we going to move him on? There were links to possibly him going to Turkey, weren't there? So what happens with that? Anthony, he's got the Europa Conference League final. He's done really well, certainly raised his price. That's a good thing for Manchester United. Who's interested? How much money can we get? What's the price point of making a profit on him, considering how much we spent on him a couple of years ago? Got to figure out that one. And then, obviously, you've got the players leaving on a free. Got to replace them back in. What other sort of younger players or market opportunities are around that maybe we'll look at like we did last year? So there's a lot to do. Plus, you get these rumours of, well, Emi Martinez, what's happening with him? Links to Saudi, links to Barca, links to us. And actually, like James was saying last night on the red carpet, that actually, if you moved on Bayern Dia and you can make a profit on him, because we didn't sign him for that much, that's enough to get a keeper. It might not necessarily mean Andre Onana leaves, but it's another keeper in. Ruben Amorim wants another keeper. I thought that was really interesting what James was saying last night when he was sort of going, Ruben Amorim really, 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 really wants another goalkeeper. That's a position he's looking at. So you've got to look at the goalkeeper. A couple of defenders leaving, so you're looking at other defenders. Obviously, Cunha will be a 10, but would we want to get another 10 in, plus another striker? So it makes sense, actually, that Cunha, Delap, they're trying to get them done as early as possible because they see them as the signings that, well, everything's a lot of if, buts, and maybes at the moment. What can we actually focus on? What can we actually get done irrespective of what happens? And that's, well, Cunha, we've worked on that for a while. We can do that. Delap, we've worked on that for a while. We can do that. We think we can do that. And then the rest, that's the more complicated one. And I'm honestly, I'm fascinated to see just who that would be. Because when you think about it, in terms of who we've been linked to, we've been linked with Cunha for a while. We've been linked with Delap for a while. We've been linked with, Gyökeres for a bit. But everything else, I'm trying to think of who else we've actually been, tangibly linked to. No, I'm not talking like, the sort of stuff, because every day you still hear the sort of random people that we're linked to and we go, oh, that's bullshit. I'm looking for real, tangible Romano, Ornstein, again, Laurie Whitwell links. And if it's anything like last year, could come out of nowhere. The Edison thing, I know people are saying we've been linked to Edison. I feel like that's just a story that they put out every week or so, where it's like we've been linked to Edison, and then you look at it, and go, have we really? And you don't really hear that much about it. I feel that one is, I feel maybe a bit forced, perhaps. I don't know, but it's going to be a massive, massive, massive summer, and I'm fascinated to see who we go after. As Compost says there, we've been linked to Edison for years. I do think the Edison one is entering into the Milinkovic-Savic territory. For at least the last 2 summers now, it's been linked to Edison and nothing happens. So I don't know. I don't know about that Edison one. I see the same things that you do from coming out of Italy or what have you. And also we keep getting these like weird stuff. Like, what was it? Yes, I think it was yesterday when it was, Inter Milan are going to put a loan with an obligation for Joshua Zirkzee. And it was a really random one. And then just nothing happened about it. So, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But maybe those ones that we do hear every couple of weeks maybe do become a bit more concrete once the Cunha and Delap ones, if they happen. The Cunha one looks like that's going to happen. The Delap one is still a bit of an if. But with the Cunha one, look, as we've said yesterday, which we'll get into actually. Just before we do, I'll just wrap up the stuff on Delap. So yes, basically, face-to-face talks are happening. The release clause is activated now that Ipswich have been relegated, and hopefully it's something that is tied up in the next, probably week or so. And I think that clearly, in my opinion, anyway, clearly it's an improvement. I mean, not that that's very difficult at the moment. We don't, once again, for the whatever many season in a row, third season in a row, second season or whatever it is, we don't have a striker. We signed Joshua Zirkzee last summer. He's not a striker. He was unfortunate, and there are rumors he might make actually the Europa League squad, which is really good news. But you know, he's not a striker. He's a 10. He's a 10 at best, false 9. But I think the whole false 9 stuff is starting to sort of. I spoke about this yesterday. I think the striker position is starting to evolve once again. And the more you watch Zirkzee, he's a 10. He's a 10. Great link-up player. And I think he'll get better next season too, particularly with his form he was showing just before he got injured. Rasmus Højlund, he's just not good enough. You know, he's just not good enough. I do sympathise for him, and I feel bad for him. He was brought in when he wasn't ready. I think the intention was that he was going to be a backup striker, and the failings in the transfer market haven't helped his situation either. But he's just not good enough, you know. And now I think his confidence is completely shot too. He can't even hold up the ball. The best thing for him is a move away from United, where there's less scrutiny, less intense spotlight, play regularly under a bit less pressure, where the expectations are a bit lower, and start building yourself up again. Because I think it's just gone wrong. It's gone very, very wrong. For him, you know, the first season didn't score for the longest time, then had the big burst of goals, scored in the consecutive games, and you thought, right, it's clicked. And then he got injured when he was on that run of form, and it feels like he's never really come back. And if anything, now this season, it's just got worse. So I think he needs to be moved on, and again, less pressure, maybe back to the Italian league or another league, and build from there. I think with Delap, that is an improvement. It will be an improvement. It will, because I think anything is an improvement. Is it as much of an improvement as people want? Probably not. That's why I say that I think if we win, or when we win tomorrow, I think the intention might be to just see, you know, actually that Gyökeres one, could we do that? Or the Osimhen one, I feel like the wages are going to be just too much. But you know, I think if we win tomorrow, I wouldn't be shocked if suddenly that, you know, United are going to give it a go and try and get Gyökeres, because you're looking at the Matheus Cunha stuff, which we can get to now. You're adding goals, assists, you're adding numbers into the team like that. You're adding them in like that. I mean, the numbers he's put on the board this season in a Wolves team that struggled for large parts. I mean, since Vitor Pereira's come in, obviously they've been one of the more informed teams, but he's been goals, assists. You know, you look at the stat we mentioned the other day with the sort of bottom, however many sides, 6 sides, whatever, and it was the most goals and assists. Cunha was top, Bruno was third. And how much have we been talking about Bruno this season? If it wasn't for Bruno, we'd be relegated. Add Cunha's goals and assists. That's not bad. That improves the team. Suddenly, add Delap into that. He's got 12 goals this season. He'll be expected to get more at Manchester United. Again, depends how many games he's actually playing. But add that in, you know, that's better. So I think that it is an improvement, but we need more. And I like the idea of a Gyökeres who's 27 in the summer, in his prime, ready right now, and can score goals. And I think that'll make a massive difference. But like I said, a lot hinges on tomorrow. But with Cunha, a bit of an update on that one. Fabrizio Romano posting this morning, just before I went live, actually, saying more on Matheus Cunha exclusive story. Man United is set to approach also Wolves to proceed with £62.5 million release called payment in installments. The deal is almost done on the player side, as revealed yesterday, with final details being clarified. Cunha said yes. So there's not really that much of an update. You know, Romano's doing his Romanoisms, which I remember people, whenever you talk about this, people can get quite touchy when you talk about Fabrizio. I don't have a problem at all with how Fabrizio does his reporting versus say Ornstein. My preference is I like the Ornstein style of just siren, go on to Ornhub, boom, this is happening, done. And you go, bloody hell. And I like the shock factor of wow, because it is just like it's a mic drop, isn't it? It's literally just boom, done, walks off, and you go, wow. With Fabrizio, he draws it out and does the posts and all that. I don't mind that because I think some people like that. Some people like the sort of drip feed of it. People like the saga. People enjoy sagas. You know what I mean? People enjoy sagas. People enjoy the sort of little bit of, okay, well, this is the update from yesterday. People, that's what transfer season's all about, isn't it? So I'm not knock Fabrizio for it. I think, you know, if you're looking for more sort of exclusives, you probably lean towards more Ornstein on that. But Fabrizio gets exclusives as well. And I think and also I think you have to give massive credit to Romano. Is that you know, the genre or whatever is, you know, I would say created by him, but he's a huge pioneer for transfer coverage and that whole transfer market, social media chatter. And people do, it's a huge compliment. People wait to get the here we go and the player in the shirt and what have you. So yeah, I got no problem with it at all. No problem with it at all. How many likes are we currently at the moment? We've got nearly 900 people watching. We're currently at 230 likes. So if you haven't already, click the like button. Let's see if we can get to... why not? It's the day before the Europa League final. If we haven't already, click the like button. Let's see if we can get to 400. 400 likes, maybe even 500 likes. I believe we can do it. I believe. Where's the Dom Robbie button? There.
Believe.
Yeah, I believe we can do it. So if you haven't already, click the like button and be sure to subscribe. Let's talk about the Europa League final, actually. I want to have some conversations, yeah. Europa League finals tomorrow. Spurs versus Manchester United. Let me get the sidebar up so everyone knows exactly what's going on here at United View for tomorrow. So first of all, you know, where it comes to the match day coverage here at UV, I'm usually live 2 hours beforehand. Usually live 2 hours beforehand. So it's kickoffs at 8. I would usually be live at 6. Tomorrow, we go even bigger. All right. We go even bigger because it's huge. It's our season. We've been saying it for months. Bilbao or bust. Bilbao bust. It's our season. Premier League, we've been saying, oh, it doesn't matter, it's not important, whatever, because Europa League's important tomorrow. So usually I'm live 2 hours before. Tomorrow I'm live 3 hours before. 3. It's going to be, I hope, our biggest. It's one of the biggest matches in recent memory for Manchester United, isn't it? I'm trying to think of another time where the stakes were really, truly this high. Champions League, a trophy, a European final, all on one game against a Premier League club. I'll be live 3 hours before. We're going to have loads of people on there. Marcel, confirmed. Tick. We're also going to have Mr. Joe Blackman is going to be on. KG, that comedian.
Oh, my heart.
My heart does hurt. My heart does hurt. But KG, that comedian, will be on the match view with myself tomorrow. Yeah. He will not be in Bilbao. He will be with us in Panenka Studios. He will be with us on the match view. We will be watching it together. And for all those people that said, oh, and make sure he doesn't go, yeah, make sure he doesn't go to Bilbao. Make sure he stays in the country. Who am I?
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Yeah. He is staying. Yeah. He is on the match view. He is in the country. I can confirm Flex and Just Josh Media Graphics Guru Visual Ninja, they are flying right now. They're flying right now, and they are on their way to Bilbao. KG, that comedian, he's not with them. He will be with us tomorrow. Big, big news. Massive news. Joe Blackman says, not sure. I know. I actually got a message from KG yesterday, so I was talking to him. So KG is going to be with us. There was some weird conspiracies going around in the comments about KG where he was yesterday, because someone was saying, "Oh, that's not his normal room. Where's KG?" and blah blah blah. No, he was doing his pod yesterday. He was podding. That's what it was. So KG, that comedian, will be, as of right now, card subject to change. Card subject to change, but KG will be on with us too. So that's positive. It's going to be again a huge stream. So I'll be live 5 o'clock, 3 hours before kickoff. Hopefully after the match we'll have an extended post-match, because we'll be talking about lifting the trophy and what it means, and being in the Champions League next season. We'll have to get I'm not going to play it because that kind of scares me. Well, we're going to have to get an updated version of the Champions League intro, because we're in the Champions League. We're in the Champions League, finished top 3. I'm not sure if we could have to get a remix version of finish 17th. We're in the Champions League. We're in the Champions League. Finish 16th in the Champions League. I'm not, and we're doing. Where's Liverpool? Not there. They're very much there. They won the league. Where's Chelsea? Not there. They might be there. Where's Spurs? Not there. I might in between of the million things that Josh is doing over the next 24 hours, I might have to ask him of like, but then if we don't make it, it's okay. It's okay. That will be fine. That'll be fine. Amador says, oh, will there be a full-time view after the match? Yes, there will. There'll be a full-time view after the match as well. So, like I said, it's going to be a very, very, very big day tomorrow. Very big day. So, yes, join us for all of that. We've got over 900 people watching at the moment. We're not even at 300 likes. Let's see if we can get up to 300, 400 likes as well. Terrence, big up Terrence, always getting involved in the morning with the super chats. Big up says there's currently a poll going in the office. Who will win tomorrow? United leading 5-1. The one was given by a Juventus fan who hates United with a passion. Well, Flex said yesterday, didn't he? Flex said yesterday that he had spoken to a current Premier League player, who said to him that he thinks Manchester United will easily dispatch of Spurs tomorrow. Now, can't give away who it was or anything like that, but says, Bruno won't let it happen. And it's Man United. There's European heritage. There's European pedigree. It's the history of the Tottenham that they will bottle it, and it's a European final. And I really haven't. We were talking about this actually before the red carpet went on the air yesterday. Big Game Miro as well, exactly. We're talking about this before it went on the air. I genuinely haven't really allowed my mind to even go there. Genuinely, in my heart of hearts, I think we'll win tomorrow. It's not even, it's just for a front for the stream and one of those ones. I genuinely, I think we'll win. I think we'll win. And I know people will push back and get it, but we played them 3 times this season and lost 3 times. That's another reason why I think we'll win. Because this is what these players do. They're criminals, of course. It is set up perfectly for us to win. Finishing 16th or 17th, winning a trophy and getting into the Champions League. It's the ultimate shithousery. It's the ultimate shithousery on Spurs as well. They beat us 3 times, but the one time it mattered, Man United won. Spurs don't win a trophy. They don't win in Europe. And Manchester United do win trophies, and they do win in Europe. And when it matters, when it actually legitimately matters, Man United do show up. These players do suddenly switch it on. The Casemiro gene switches on. You know, we're unbeaten in Europe thus far this season. The only club across the Champions League and the Europa League that's undefeated in Europe. It doesn't make any sense. It's completely illogical. And that's why Man United are going to win. And I'm going to get my Manchester United WWE Championship. Like, I think as a final, I think it might be a quite tight and cagey affair. But I just think, I think Casemiro, big game Miro, he won't allow it. You know, Bruno. I mean, even people are saying, you know, with a Garnacho and stuff like that, he scored in the FA Cup final against City. Last season was a great example of this. Played Manchester City, we had to go in that game. We had no chance. No chance. City just won the Premier League. Ten Hag's last game, he's going to get the sack. You know, we were already talking to coaches before the final and all of the noise and all of this stuff. We were brilliant. we were brilliant. The only sort of downer on that day, we should have won 2-0, not 2-1. Onana fumbled it in the back of the net. So I haven't allowed my mind to go there. I really believe, without going full, you know, Don Robbie, but I really believe that we're as Flex would say,
we're gonna do this.
Yeah, I believe. I really, really believe. Dwayne says Uncle Pat's rallying call got me believing even more. Yeah, I saw that as well. I don't know if we can play that. I don't know if we can play that or if we'll get hit with a copyright. Is it on his is it on his personal thing? It's on Everett's personal thing. I think I'll be able to play that. I think it'll be all right. Let's get it up. Patrice Evra. Yeah, I think it'd be fine. Right, let's get this up. With the call it and the thingy. Share screen. There. Right. This is Uncle Pat's message for everyone ahead of the final.
Hi guys, I was supposed to come to Bilbao tomorrow for the final in person to, you know, show you support, sharing my positive energy. But unfortunately, I have to go to Paris for the funeral of my sister the same day at the final.
Oh.
You know, she was 56, fighting against the cancer for 20 years. Resilience, fighting.
Yeah.
That's what I want from you guys tomorrow. Just fight. Bleed for this shirt. You know, for the fan, for the staff, for the people in Manchester, for the fan all around the world. Is no excuse. This is your duty tomorrow. You know, I think your coach Amorim, someone I support, someone I believe in, even if we win or we lose, give something, guys. You know, it's going to be a tough game. Tottenham have also a lot to lose. They are in a same position in the league like us. They didn't win a trophy, so this is a massive chance for them.
Yeah.
But this is no excuse. We are Man United. Do you know many fans going to travel around the world and believe they know they're going to celebrate after the game because they believe in you guys?
Yeah.
No matter what. Because we can't do it. We can't do it, guys. So like I say, bleed for this shirt, the history. Think about it, the people, your family or whatsoever. Is no way than other to win. Don't be selfish. It's a qualification in Champions League. So we even prepare the future for next year. So guys, you know, I will be far away. I'm counting in you. Come on, United! Let's do this!
I tell you what, Uncle Pat, I feel like the Rock. Goosebumps. Right, if that doesn't make you ready, I don't know what will. I don't know what will. Yeah, goosebumps, chills, as Dwayne says there. Yeah, chills, absolutely. Oh, that's up to a level, hasn't it? That's up to a level. I've got to calm myself down because there's still a day to go. There's still a day to go. They should do. I mean, there was all of the talk. Oh, where's the Can I play the Man United one? Because Man United put up a video, didn't they? I wonder if I can actually play that. It feels like it might be a risk. I probably won't be able to. There's a lot of footage. There's a lot of footage on that one. I won't be able to watch that. We won't be able to play that one. There's a lot of footage. But yeah, that one is good as well. The Man United one is unbelievable. There's a lot of footage. Yeah. So if click the like button. Be sure to subscribe. What they need to do is, again, it'll be interesting to see what Ruben's plan would be in terms of the motivation and in terms of getting the players going, because obviously last year with the FA Cup final there was a story, wasn't there, about, was it Erik ten Hag or was it Mitchell van der Gaag? Someone had the story of one of the, I think it was security people who had previously been in the army or something like that, and they told their story of being in combat. I wonder what Ruben Amorim's motivational speech or tactic is going to be. And if I was him, if you see those things from people like Patrice Evra, put them up. Put them, whatever it takes to rally the players, get the players going, do it. Our season is tomorrow. Everything is on the line. Everything. I couldn't even believe last night on the red carpet there was this notion of the trophy might be more important to Spurs than United. I couldn't even talk with that. Couldn't even talk.
What the fuck are you talking about?
More important to them. More important to them. This is our future is on the line. Spurs, if they lose tomorrow, it's just another day for Spurs. There's no hurt or harm to them. Yeah, they won't be in the Champions League next season. They've been in and out of the Champions League. It doesn't matter. They're not going to crumble. They're not going to fade into obscurity or anything like that. They'll do what Spurs does. They'll have another transfer window and they'll aim for top 4 again next season. And that's what they'll do. For us, if we don't win tomorrow, if we're not in the Champions League next season, I genuinely worry about the long-term future of the club. Legitimately. It's that drastic. Financially, we are a mess. We have been on the slide for so long, going down the table. And for the rebuild that people keep talking about, tomorrow, that's what it hinges upon. Otherwise, that rebuild, we're doing it with one person laying it a brick at a time and then going, oh, well, it's windy still, get blown back down. For what we need and for what we have to do, and financially, it's critical. It could set, if we don't win tomorrow, it could set us back 5 years, 10 years. With Spurs, it's just another day. They just really want the trophy because they haven't won a trophy in a long time. We want the trophy, and we also want the reward that comes with it, the reward and everything else. So it is vital. We spent how much money? £1 million in the summer because it was like, oh, we have to get in the Champions League this season. We didn't. And now it's like we're having to budget of Europa League qualification and what have you, and all of the cuts and everything that's going on. We are, again, it is so critical, so critical. And not that it papers over the cracks, because it doesn't. And I really hope that we have learned our lesson from last year, that yes, we can celebrate that victory and we can be happy and we can give the players and the manager and everyone credit, but there is work to do. Just because we win a trophy and we qualify for the Champions League tomorrow, that does not mean I was just an off season. No. Last season was just an off season. We were like, oh, it's just an off season, and it got worse. You have to be smart. You have to make big signings, make ruthless decisions, move people on. And if we get in there, look, if we Champions League football, we'll be lucky. We'll be very, very lucky. But it is critical to our future. Critical. So I just, and even the idea, well, what's the point of being in the Champions League? We're not going to win it. Who gives a shit? Who cares? I equate it to the playoff final, Sunderland versus Sheffield United. Do you think any of them will be in that, in the dressing room at Wembley before they step out and be like, guys, do we actually want to win today? Why? Because if we go in the Prem, we're not going to win. I mean, we're Sunderland or Sheffield United. We're not going to win the Premier League, are we? You'll have like the chairman of the club and the manager of the club and CEO of the club going, are you fucking serious? We're talking about winning it. Get in the competition first. Get in there first. Yeah, you can. Long-term aim can be maybe to compete or win it, but not immediately. We just want to be in it. Get in the competition. Get the money. Build from that. Obviously, if you're in it, you never know what can happen. Everyone's got a chance, but where's that level of? I mean, that is a defeatist attitude, isn't it? That is the defeatist attitude of there's no point being in it because we're not going to win. Who cares? Get in the Champions League, get the money, build from it, buy better players, make yourself a better team, make yourself a better club. Talking about, well, we want to get, build that stadium in the future. Well, we've got to make money, got to make money and got to get better. And you get better by bringing better players in, by playing in better competitions. And that's what we need. So, yeah, we're not going to win the Champions League next season. Still want to be in it. We need to be in it, So, yeah, that idea as well. It might be maybe it's a good thing. No, we don't have the right. We really don't. We don't have the right to pick and choose when we want to be in a European competition or not. We don't have that. This thing of, well, we'll be out for it. Actually, it'd be good if we were out for a season. If we're out for a season, then we can go back in next season. No, because who's to say we get back in next season? How easy is that going to be? And as you've seen, clubs, when they're out of the Champions League for a little while, suddenly that becomes 2 seasons, 3 seasons, 4 seasons. Get back in. Because the moment you start saying it's okay to be out of it or be out of Europe altogether, next thing you know, you don't end up back in at all. And can't afford that either. So tomorrow, critical to future. There is so much on the line. I remember covering the FA Cup final. I did the match with KG last year. And I tried to sort of cast my mind back to how I was feeling at the time. And I can't remember. It's kind of all of a blur. But I definitely didn't have the nerves that I have for tomorrow. Definitely not. And I think it was because there was this sort of expectation that City were going to win. I'm obviously a little bit hinged on, what could happen next season. We got into the Europa League because of it. And I suppose in retrospect, that FA Cup was critically important because without winning that FA Cup last season, we wouldn't have been in the Europa League to qualify for the Champions League this season. But you could say it's a bit, but winning that FA Cup might have set us back. Ten Hag stayed and summer transfer window. So there's a lot of hypotheticals there, in fairness. But last season with that FA Cup, I just didn't think we were going to win. I was, it felt like Ten Hag was going to leave, and I just don't think the nerves were there like they were. They are at the moment, and they certainly will be tomorrow, because that City game was like, I don't think we'll win. We're the underdogs. This one, there is this level of expectation of we have to win. We have to. We have to win. We have to win. We must. I'm not even entertaining the idea of not winning. It's that important. It's that critical. And then once that game starts and kicks off, like even the finals of the Euros, was I for England? Was I that nervous? No, because I just feel I don't know. I'm more of a club person than a country person anyway. But yeah, like when the players are stepping out on the pitch tomorrow, it's going to be, oh my God. El Cap says, I'm more worried about United than my G baby. Well, that might be. El Caps are probably priorities. Might need to make sure, might make sure your priorities are correct for that one. I mean, it's, human life. But I get your point. I get your point. We're 25 likes away from 400 likes. If you haven't already, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe as well. A reminder to coming up very, very shortly. In fact, you'll be redirected to the video once this stream ends. You can see Flex's beginning of Flex's road trip, his beginning of his journey to Bilbao, alongside Just Josh Media Graphics Guru Visual Ninja, as they make their way to the Europa League final. I think they're already on like their second flight. I mean, it will. You'll see with all of these videos that are going to be coming up over the next few days, the routes which Josh and Flex have taken is insane to get to Bilbao. But they will be there. We'll have representation inside the stadium tomorrow. Obviously, we'll be talking to fans outside the stadium. Mackie says second flight. Yeah, it's crazy. I think they've got like two different flights, and they've got to drive, and it's nuts. It's crazy. All for content. All for content. Yeah. Dwayne with the super chat says the script is scripting. We went on a 5-year drought, won Carabao, FA. The next mission is Europa. I believe. Do you believe? Of course I
believe.
You have to. You have to. Have to believe. Have to believe. We will win tomorrow because we must. Nothing else. Nothing else. We must win. We will win. Okay? I believe. Do you believe? Marcel absolutely on the match. He's going to believe. Joe's going to believe. KG, that comedian, is going to believe. I mean, I've seen him nervous and I've seen him sweat. We've seen him take his shirt off during Manchester United Europa League match views. Who knows what will happen tomorrow? I dread to think, actually, to be honest with you. That could be quite alarming. We might even get thrown off the air. When we won the FA Cup last season, he sung They Not Like Us, okay? And we actually got a copyright thing. We had to remove it from the stream. You can't even go back and watch it. Yeah? So I don't even know what it'll be doing. It'll be a madness tomorrow, yeah? Complete madness. But it will be a victory for Manchester United. I'll be buying the WWE Championship, Manchester United in the Premiership. That will be over my shoulder at some point in June, and then I need to figure out just where I put it. I'm going to need to make like a stand here somewhere that it can just put like a perch that it can sit there. We'll have to figure that out, but that's future problem. Yeah, that's future problems that we need. Fine. But yes, we'll be live later on. Well, just because the Flex and KG show, you think, but Flex is in Bilbao and he's traveling, or it's in Spain. He's going to be traveling to Bilbao. How are we even going to do the Flex and KG show? Well, I'll tell you, because 7 p.m. this evening, we will have a Flex and KG stream. Instead of it being Flex and KG, it will be the KO show. Yes, we've got on the eve of the Europa League final, we will have a KO show this evening at 7 p.m. We will be live. We'll be with the community. we'll be saying, look, this time tomorrow we'll be here watching the game, getting ready for the game, how you're feeling. That'll be taking place this evening at 7 p.m. And as I mentioned, all of the pre-match build and all that kind of stuff from Flex and Josh in Spain is going to be coming up today, including that road trip that's going to be beginning in 45 seconds. 45 seconds. That's all it's going to be. Yeah. So, yes, it's going to be all good. So, if you haven't already, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Reminder, tomorrow I'm going to be live 5 p.m., 3 hours before kickoff for the Europa League final. I'll also be live tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., a special morning view. Might even have a special guest with me. Yeah, might even have a special guest with me. That should be quite interesting. Have a good one, guys. Stay tuned. Don't have to go anywhere. You can watch the road trip with Flex on his way to Bilbao. I'm out of there. Peace.